Welcome to Athletes Unlimited Softball on ESPN, presented by our official climate finance partner, Aspiration. A beautiful day to kick off week 4. Just 2 weeks remain in this Athletes Unlimited championship season. It'll be Team Ortez taking on Team Nichols here from Parkway Bank Sports Complex in Rosemont, Illinois. Nichols, one of 2 first-time captains in Game 1 tonight. She is second on the leaderboard, over 1,100 points. We've seen the bat from her come up in clutch situations as well as the glove. And then Anissa Ortez, she's been doing this a long time. A former defensive MVP for the first time will lead her team as she commands the captain's chair for the blue team. She sits in 3rd place behind Bubba and Odyssey Alexander. Has a nice lead there at the top of the leaderboard to kick off week 4. Mia Davidson is back. Keep an eye out for Danielle Gibson. She has been on fire. Megan Framo and Sierra Romero knocked out of the captain's chairs from these past 2 weeks. Just 428 points separate 1 through 10. Alongside the 2-time All-American Amanda Scarborough, I'm Chucky Kempf. 2 first-time captains, 2 proven winners in the captain's chair from last week. Sets up a really nice week 4.
It does. Series 4, and it just feels like it's anybody's game. And we've seen so much shuffling on the leaderboard, especially in that top 4. We've had 12 different captains, which ties a season high. So we might even break that going into next weekend. But for this weekend, we have a couple of first-time captains in Bubba Nichols and Anissa Ortez. Odyssey Alexander, she's at the top of the leaderboard, and Mia Davidson, they were both captains last week. But enter Bubba Nichols and Anissa Ortez, 2 first-timers. Anissa Ortez has been so clutch every team that she has been on. This past week, to earn a captain spot, she hit a couple of home runs to help lead her team to some wins. On Wednesday at the Little League Softball World Series, she hit a home run, and then returning back to Rosemont, she hit another home run. Why she is a captain is because she helps get those inning wins and team wins. She's had 3 game-winning hits this season. Remember, she's only played 9 games.
Here's the lineup she sends to the plate. Led off, no surprise here, Amanda Lorenz. She's comfortable in that leadoff spot. Leads the league in on-base percentage, tied for first in hits and average. She's got power behind her in the 4, 5, 6, 7 holes with Garcia, Edwards, Romero, and Vidalis. A lot of experience in this lineup for the veteran Anissa Ortez. And we are ready, week 4 of this Athletes Unlimited Championship season. Lorenz swinging first pitch. Jesse Warren goes down, makes the play, makes it look easy, and there's 1 away. Just the start Georgina Korick would like. She is 0-4, but with a 2.67 ERA. She's been put into a lot of tough situations and been a little bit unlucky.
Yeah, she has. She's had some really good moments too, but definitely been a hard luck loser with that 0-4 record, but a solid ERA. Sitting right at 2.67.
Struck out 23 batters in 21 innings pitched. Now faces the veteran Megan Wiggins, who does not follow suit swinging first pitch. There's Korick's season numbers. Had that great duel last week, the Little League Softball World Series with Kat Sandercock, and lost that game in the 9th inning on a bloop into center field by Aaliyah Andrews to bring in the winning run.
She pitched really well.
2-0 count here for Wiggins. This is outside. Jordan Roberts behind the plate for Georgina Korick. Megan Wiggins coming off one of her best finishes of her Athletes Unlimited career during the shortened AUX season. Finished 5th. Georgina Korick issues the watch to Wiggins.
Yeah, Georgina Korick likes to work the edges. She can also throw a really good off-speed pitch that has a little bit of dive down and away from right-handed hitters. She'll work both sides of the plate, can move the ball up really well with her rise ball that sets up her outside curveball and also that outside pitch, off-speed pitch. Like that, little drop ball, 57 miles an hour, right on the outside corner, finding just the bottom of the strike zone to Ortez.
Anissa's first at bat as a captain. Which is the first 2 pitches. It's one thing we've seen, we get that great YakkerTech data. As far as pitchers goes, they've been very successful during this championship season, and the one thing it seems like we see pretty consistently on those charts is the mix of locations Up, down, in, out, everybody for that matter. 1-2, outside corner. Ortez, I think, knew it.
Outlived on the outside corner in that at bat to Anissa Ortez. Mixed in a couple of curveballs, including this last one for the looking strikeout. Just hung out outside and got the looking K. First strikeout of the day for Georgina Quirk.
First pitch now to Rachel Garcia in there for strike one. Garcia, the first pick by Anissa Ortez in this week's draft. Ground ball to the shortstop. Taken care of there by Rachel Becker. Pretty clean inning for Georgina Quirk and company. Gave up the walk to Wiggins, but a 0 in the top of the first.
You want to be like the greats? First, believe you are. Greatness requires drip, not like that, like this. The greats aren't afraid to fail. They're fueled by it. Trophies require greatness, but greatness doesn't require trophies, because greatness isn't about what you've done, it's about what you do next.
Back in Rosemont, Bubba Nichols and company trying to pick up the first inning win points of week number 4. 0-0 going to the bottom half. Her team coming to the plate. We'll see her in the 3-hole, and she's been really special.
Yeah, she has been hitting .321 so far this season, a couple of home runs, and is tied with 9 RBIs with Danielle Gibson to lead the league so far this season. She has been clutch, will pencil herself right into the 3 spot again as the first-time captain, Bubba Nichols, been hot at the plate with those 9 RBI.
She drafted the best overall hitting team by average. This lineup hits .279 combined. Zirkle leads things off. Harshman's been good. She's got Erica Biancastelli and Jessie Warren after that. Rachel Becker down at the bottom, the shortstop position out of Oklahoma State. We'll see if she can make an impact this weekend as well. They will face off with Taylor McQuillan in her 4th season out of Arizona from Tucson. 4th in the league in opponent batting average at just .188, and one of just 4 pitchers to have not allowed a home run this season in 14 innings pitched.
Coming from the left-hand side, has a lot of spin, likes to work at a really fast pace too. Curveball, little rise ball, mixing an off speed. Looked good this season.
Just her 3rd start, 6th appearance of the season. This is week 4 of 5 here at this Athletes Unlimited Championship season. These athletes will play a total of 15 games for the year, 3 per week, spread across 5 weeks, constantly changing teams. Top 4 on the leaderboard are named captains at the end of each week. They draft on Mondays, and off we go. Ortez and Nichols, both first-time captains. Inside to Zirkle. Might have hit the bat, though. I think it did. Strike 2 for McQuillan.
Kind of a check swing from Morgan Zirkle right into the screwball up and in her hands. You could hear it hit the bat, kind of like it hit her too a bit with that pitch location.
That was awkward, right?
So it is 0-2 to Zirkle here. Trying to go outside corner, just misses.
I think Taylor McQuillan is going to be looking for a little bit of a rebound here after last week, and just pitched just over 4 innings. Looked sharp, but we've seen her have some really bright spots, Chucky, where she's just been complete shutdown in the circle in the start in Series 4. Of course, it's a big deal. kind of set the tone for your team going through the rest of the weekend.
Hasn't made a ton of starts the last couple seasons. She made a single season record 14 appearances last year, 11 of those in relief. We saw her open the year here in Rosemont with a great performance for her team. She kind of set the tone for the pitchers this season. It's been an outstanding year for them as a whole. Off speed, Zirkle stays with it. Zirkle, one of those typical leadoff hitters here at Athletes Unlimited. Think of Zirkle and McClenny, Victoria Hayward, Aubrey Leach, those type of hitters who are just such tough outs at the plate, even when they're struggling. Still have to be so careful. Very rarely will they go down easily. Zirkle goes from 0-2 to 3-2 here against McQuillan. Kind of late swinging at that, but off the handle for a foul ball.
And just that two-strike approach, noticing that that pitch was going to be a little closer than maybe she would have liked, fouling it off and extending her AB.
Mentioned this team leads in average, also second in home runs. That's up and away. Zirkle draws the leadoff walk. 8 points for her on the leaderboard.
Such a good at bat.
Nine pitch at bat for Zirkle to lead things off. Sets up Kelsey Harshman, the second baseman. Her fourth season. Couple Tucson natives going at it, but Harshman played her college ball at Wisconsin. Off speed gets away from McQuillan, ball one. Harshman a .345 average, a member of the all-defensive team last summer. Swings through the 1-0 pitch.
Taylor McQuillan always seems like such a difficult lefty-on-lefty matchup for these left-handed hitters. Kind of hides the ball with the way that she goes through her windup and positions her body after she strikes out. Just so tough to pick it up out of her hand. Even that right there, you could tell it's just Harshman picked that pitch up late, curveball in the outside corner, getting it for a strike two.
McQuillan ahead in the count again, 1-2. That's in there, and they do not get, oh, they do get Zirkle. Little strike him out, throw him out, a quick tag from Ortez. And I don't see much protest here from Team Nichols.
Yeah, it looked like as she slid in, her right leg is up and elevated before her back foot gets to the bag. I think that is a great call by our umpire out there, Don Brown, on the call for that one.
That's what I saw, was the foot out in front, thinking, oh, easy there, but you're right, just right over the bag, and 2 away here for the captain, Bubba Nichols.
Well, you could tell that Morgan Zirkle knew. What a great throw by Taylor Edwards, and Ortez, the captain, putting on the tag straight down.
Again, great spot from McQuillan. You talked about it being hard to pick up out of her hand. Is that something you naturally have as a pitcher, or can you develop that?
It's a good question. I think it just is kind of how your body moves, what feels comfortable, and then you end up being more deceptive with hiding a pitch. Maybe you can play with it a little bit more the older that you get, but definitely at younger ages, through high school, you're not really thinking about it. You're just thinking about more so your mechanics and going right at hitters. But I think just with her windup and the way that her body moves throughout her pitch, she just hides the ball so well. You'll notice too, like her arm circle kind of brings her arm back behind her body instead of on the outside part of her body. And so it hides the ball from both right-handed and left-handed hitters alike. Hard to pick up out of her hand.
Of course, a fantastic story. Legally blind in her left eye since birth. Just a tremendous competitor. Hit softly to Vidalis, and the old-fashioned 1-2-3 there. They had to strike him out, throw him out of Zirkle at second. McQuillan does her job. We roll over 10 points into the second inning. Zero, 20 inning win points on the line. We've had a ton of rollover win points all this championship season. It's Team Ortez, Team Nichols kicking off week 4. Couple first-time captains making their first ever rosters in the draft on Monday. 8 pitchers taken with the first 12 picks of the draft. Each team took 2 with their first 3. I mean, that's big time. We saw some risers, Kat Sandercock, Mariah Masson, Danielle Gibson, all rising up big time by double-digit picks on the draft board. Of course, Odyssey Alexander trying to keep some of her players together. There's strike one to Taylor Edwards. We are joined by the Athletes Unlimited expert, Savannah Collins. What did you see out of this draft here for week 4?
Sure, some things change and some things stay the same. The things that change are the captain. We've got the 2 first-time captains in this game, and Ortez and Nichols. Then the things that stay the same is the emphasis on getting the pitchers early. 8 out of the first 12 picks were pitchers, and I think that just goes to show you how important they are. And for Anissa Ortez, she knew her first 2 picks were going to be pitchers, and she wanted pitchers that paired well with Taylor Edwards, who's up to bat right now. So in those first couple picks, she knew her plan. A lot of her team are people she competed with as Olympians on Team Mexico, so they have a little built-in chemistry there. She said she wanted depth. That's what she was looking for in this first team. She had a somewhat of captain go-around in scrimmages, but she was looking for depth. She says this team is kind of mellow in their personality, but they're gamers at their core, and that's what stands out to her about this team.
Ground ball from Edwards. Jesse Warren takes care of it for out number 1.
Okay, that's a lot about Ortez and you just being able to dive into her mind and her picks. But what about Bubba Nichols? How did she do her picks? What'd you think?
Bubba always takes such a fresh approach to everything that she does. I was excited to talk to her about being a captain, and here's how she looked at it. She says, this is just a new way for me to serve my teammates. Does that sound like Bubba Nichols or what? She says she loves that through her communication as a captain, she's able to create a lot of unity, and how she would describe her team as scrappy, playing really free. She said this week, that C on her chest, for her it doesn't stand for captain, it stands for child, but not in a naive way. She means going out there and playing like a kid, because that is how she feels when she steps on the ball field. I mean, Bubba Nichols just really knows how to take a great framework of all her challenges throughout AU.
Hard hit up the middle. Becker's there, takes care of it, 2 away. Well, Savannah, our chat might be short-lived, but I have to ask you, it seems like first-time captains always put an emphasis on getting other experienced players with them. What do you see from first-time captains? Is that a pretty common theme?
Real quick, I want you to see Rachel Becker's footwork and how she turned her hips, Chucky, to get to that ball that was up the middle of the field. Like, that footwork by Rachel Becker to get to that ball, I thought that was a hit for sure. She came out of nowhere, quick feet to get there, and let her feet do the talking.
Talented rookie out of Oklahoma State. Back to you, Savannah, about those first-time captains. What's the theme you see with them and their approaches?
Well, what you see in those first-time captains, especially if they're younger, they go for having the more experienced players on their team. I think with Anissa Ortez, though, she had no trouble stepping into this leadership role. And the same with Bubba Nichols. I think what you see from these teams, especially in first-time captains, is the way that their team rallies around them, taking on this challenge for the first time. And I think we're going to see that buy-in for these teams. So in the orange dugout, they were all getting Bubba to do a dance before the game. That's not something she normally does. You know, with Team Ortez, they've got some witches hats in the dugout because their team name this week is the Brujas, which means witch in Spanish. So the buy-in from the team, I think, is what you see that helps create that confidence in first-time captains.
A lot of confidence here in her starting pitcher, Georgina Korick, who picks up her second strikeout, another 0 on the board.
Sometimes as girls and as women, we're taught to be humble. But there's a point when that confidence, you need to turn it up.
You wake up, you open your eyes, it is game day.
I did not want to be late.
Racing to the field and getting those butterflies. The sounds, the smells.
We thought we were so tough, putting on eye black.
Acting like you're a stud even though you're 10 years old.
That one swing that just feels so good.
You're figuring out who you are, and you're doing it together.
Athletes Unlimited Softball on ESPN is sponsored by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact. Some of our best of photos from week 3, thanks to Jade Hewitt, who is a master with the camera. Absolutely incredible images captured. Sis Bates, the home run. Of course it had to be Sis going yard in Greenville. Don't forget, every run scored during this year's Athletes Unlimited season. Aspiration committed to planting 10 trees. Already 1,190 committed this season, thanks to Aspiration's support. Sis Bates, it's starting to become a regular deal for her, sending one over the wall.
Yeah, she likes that right field fence and pole line down there.
Hit one at AUX. And now in the championship season, here's Erica Piancastelli, the right fielder. She's having a great season offensively, hitting .346. Just one home run, but has driven in 6 runs through the first 3 weeks. Her highest finish came back in 2020 when she finished 4th. Ooh, is into the dugout for Team Ortez. There's Allie Harrell with the witch's hat on.
Gotta get that buy-in.
Like, are these props just ready to go, or are they like they gotta go to the party store, the Halloween store, and pick stuff out? These are the questions I need answered.
Yeah, Halloween is just around the corner.
That's correct.
So,
are you a fan? Do you dress up?
I don't. Do you?
Okay. Yeah, usually.
It'll be here before you know it, though. I can't believe it's already mid-August. Almost the end of August.
Just 2 weeks to go in this Athletes Unlimited season, the 4th ever championship season. 1-2, inside ball 2. Great at bat here for Bianca Stelli, who was a superstar last week at the Little League Softball World Series. Team from Italy was in awe of Erica, and she did a great job talking to that team and making it a very special few days for them. Slow roller. This is going to be a tough play at third for Romero. Safe at first. Infield single for Bianca Stelli.
Such a good pitch by Taylor McQuillan, and Sydney Romero did everything that she possibly could. She's positioned well back beyond the third base bag, respecting the power of Bianca Stelli, but looks like Bianca Stelli got there just about a step ahead, even though Sid did everything she could to try to get that ball to first base to get the out.
Sets up Jessie Warren. Seen her make a couple nice plays early in this game defensively. That run on first potentially worth 20 inning win points. Warren deep to right center field. Between the two outfielders, just off Wiggins' glove. Jackson picks it up. Ellie Cooper will hold Bianca Stelli at third. Looked like Wiggins almost had it. She took one little stutter step as she got closer. And now two runners in scoring position with nobody out.
Yeah, Taylor McQuillan went to an off-speed pitch here that Jessie Warren hit really well, saw well out of the hand, but just lack of communication there between Megan Wiggins and Jasmine Jackson. You hear her, or you can see her calling it, ball, 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 but Jasmine Jackson still running hard for it, and Bianca Stelli got a good jump as soon as she saw that ball down, going first to third. Remember, these teams get mixed up every week. You specifically see communication issues at times, more so on defense than anything else.
Aubrey Leach, big chance for her in the bottom of the second. They do rule that a double for Jessie Warren, so that's 20 points for her on the leaderboard. Leach trying to follow suit and put her team on top. Really tough spot for McQuillan here, 1-1 count.
Yeah, Megan Wiggins had to run a long way to right center field. She covered a lot of ground. She was right there, but you're worried about the fence. Your teammate may be running into you as well.
1-1, waits on it. Ortez holds the runner at third. Nice play there by Anissa Ortez, and there's one out.
It's a big out, and even Megan Wiggins was taking a couple of steps toward the left side of the field, anticipating the ball to be hit that way. Good defense by Ortez and good footwork just in case Bianca Stelli tried to go home. Her footwork was going to bring her there. Switched to first base for the out.
Lily Piper. Couple home runs for her this season. Hitting .238 right now. She's got some fans out there. Looks like a young Lily Piper on the left. 1-0, swings through it, strike one. There they are.
It's the bangs for me,
yeah,
obviously.
Rocking them. She'd love to send one right through one of those. Great spot by McQuillan, strike two.
Taylor McQuillan pitching with a lot of confidence. We heard other players mention this about McQuillan, though, but she's a pitcher that really rides that momentum. And you gotta love this side by side.
1-2 pitch. Stays alive. The ground ball to Ortez to hold the runners. Needs another big pitch here for out number two potentially. Piper not making it easy. Lily Piper will be going into her second season as an assistant coach at Ohio. Finished year one recently. Another 1-2 pitch outside.
And a good stop by Taylor Edwards. Back there to get that in her glove and keep that from back behind her. I mean, the reactions of Taylor Edwards to catch this pitch, see where she's setting up, and where that ended up. You couldn't even see where it crossed the batter's box, didn't even cross the plate.
2-2, hard hit to Ortez coming home. And Bianca Stelli actually does a really nice job to allow Piper to get on base. And now the base is loaded with one away.
Yeah, Ortez immediately sees Bianca Stelli take a couple of steps towards home. She baits the throw just to see what might happen. Is she going to have a bad throw? Is it going to get behind Taylor Edwards and potentially score? And you're right, Chucky, those couple of steps drew the throw home and allow Lily Piper to get to first base to load up these bases.
For Jordan Roberts. Had a great shortened AUX season, hit .421. That was her best since the 2020 season. Hitting just .059 though here during this championship season. Has not hit a home run yet. Took a big swing through that pitch for strike one.
That had some crazy movement on that pitch. Started low and away, ended up and in on her hands.
Out of the University of Florida, 1-1. Strike two. Bianca Stelli, Warren, and Piper around the bases. McQuillan trying to keep them where they are. 1-2 pitch. Upstairs, ball two. Big moment in this game early on, 20-inning win points on the line, and chance to break it open on the scoreboard for Jordan Roberts. Outside, full count. Rachel Garcia trying to stay loose out in the bullpen for Team Ortez. Here's the 3-2. Roberts stays alive.
And McQuillan has thrown a lot of pitches in this inning too. You go back to the first inning when she had to face 3 hitters because of the caught stealing and the strikeout, caught stealing double play, but a lot of pitches that she's thrown in this inning. Had some good at-bats.
McQuillan, the second pick by Anissa Ortez in the draft. Looking for a ball that she likes right now. Garcia was first. Taylor Edwards, the catcher, was third. And then Amanda Lorenz. You gotta like getting Amanda Lorenz in the 4th round. She's leading the league in hits. Another 3-2. And outside corner, strike 3. Huge pitch from McQuillan.
Backdoor curveball right at the knees on the outside corner, getting a little bit off the edge and getting Jordan Roberts to take it, thinking it was ball 4. What a big strikeout for Taylor McQuillan with the bases loaded.
Her second strikeout, both of them have been looking. And now Rachel Becker. The rookie watches strike 1.
You can see right now, too, that Taylor McQuillan's not necessarily hitting her spots. Even on that last pitch, Taylor Edwards set up on the outside corner. That pitch stayed in. A little bit of lack of command in this inning for McQuillan. You can tell a lot, too, by where the catcher is setting up. These catchers are going to set up in or set up out. They're going to set up early. And do they have to reach for it, or does the ball go to exactly where their body is positioned on the corner?
That one was there to Ortez, and Taylor McQuillan gets out of a huge jam. Second and third with nobody out. Bases loaded with 1 out. McQuillan strands him.
You could see Taylor McQuillan fighting in this inning through a lot of pitches, but with the bases loaded, she gets back-to-back outs, a strikeout, and a line drive out right there.
0-0, 30-inning win points on the line for Team Ortez and Team Nichols as we go to the third. Let's go into the game with Air National Guard and Bubba Nichols.
Did you hear me? I said C stands for child.
I am a child.
Usually their misses are high pop-ups.
Yep. Amanda, a lot of that guy.
A lot of oppo, Wiggs, a lot of pull, or really oppo.
Yeah, there's no.
No in between.
Lines on her on.
Yeah. And then Nice is pretty like straight up. Okay.
Yeah. Would it have been a ball, you think, your last one? Or no?
For
Is it
two
still
strikes,
running
I think
out?
I
Okay.
definitely should have swung.
With two strikes, okay.
Yeah. Maybe if I was like, it was the first pitch, I might have taken it, but okay.
The Nichols, her rank by week just skyrocketing from week 1 to week 2, and then from 6 to 2 on the leaderboard to put herself in the captain's chair for the first time ever and draft her own team. Played a couple years professionally in Japan as well. She's been an all-defensive team member. We are joined live by Bubba Nichols out in center field. They didn't see it on camera, Bubba, but we appreciate that little wave right there as Corey gets the swing and miss of Josie Muffley. What was it like drafting your team for the very first time?
Oh man, that was a tough one. Definitely was a crazy experience. I always hear everyone telling me how much like they're sweaty whenever they're drafting. So I experienced that for the first time. But it was a lot of fun because I love each of the captains that were there with me.
Bubba, who did you lean on or talk to for, oh, nice catch.
Yeah!
Good reach. Who did you talk to and lean on for some advice going into it?
So going into it, I really had to rely heavily on Ellie Cooper, who's my facilitator. She's been here since last year, and she's been here for a while. So she's like the most experienced facilitator, in my opinion, with AU and just the draft. So I really leaned in on meeting with her and taking her advice and just striding with it.
Was it something you had thought about, even though you haven't been a captain before, like in the off season? Is it like, man, if I were a captain, this is how I would do things? Or in past seasons, have you thought about that?
You know, honestly, I have not. I honestly am just like so locked in on just the softball part of it that I never really think about the draft. But I mean, like, I'm sure everyone kind of is like, you know, when they're just at home and they're thinking about, man, if I had my dream team, it would be these people. But when I get here and then going to week 4, I see what everyone's capable of. So it really, you can't lose with anyone on your team, really. You have so many good options.
What is y'all's team name and how did you come up with it?
Our team name is Bubba's Dimes. My last name is Nichols. And so it's just kind of like a play on that. Aubrey Leach actually came up with it, and we thought it was really funny because we say that we're dimes, so we're Bubba's Dimes.
Corrick 1-2 pitch coming to Jackson.
Yes! So
There's
good!
Out number 2. A quick 2 outs.
I love those.
we
Yeah, George!
Well, before we let you go and just listen in, Bubba, we have to ask, Kat Sandercock first, Corrick third. How happy were you? Everybody kind of put an emphasis on pitching in the draft.
Yeah.
How happy were you with your pitching picks this week?
I'm really, really pumped. Catherine was she was definitely someone that I really wanted to go with aggressively in the draft. She did really good. She had a really good showing last weekend. I was on her team, on Odyssey's team last weekend, and so just seeing how much she has come into AU as a rookie and just really been confident with her stuff. It made me really confident in drafting her first. And then Georgina, I have so much faith in her. I've literally, watching her in AUX and then even so far in this champ season's made me really want her on my team.
Outside 3-0. Bubba, thank you so much for letting us talk to you in the middle of the game. We're going to listen in the rest of this inning.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, George!
Outside 4-pitch walk here to the
Yeah,
leadoff
here we
hitter, Lorenz, with 2 away. That makes way for Megan Wiggins.
Yeah, George!
Bubba seemed pretty calm, cool, and collected about being a captain. No problem. Probably be so nervous if that were me.
Yeah, George!
Would you take another pitcher early, or would you go I mean, we've seen everybody go pitcher heavy.
I would take a pitcher.
You would? Okay.
Yeah. Knowing the importance
Yeah,
of
here we
who is
go.
in the
Yeah,
circle.
Jesse. Yeah, George.
First pitch outside to Megan Wiggins. Corrick wants a new ball.
Stelly, I'm a little that way. I'm a little this way.
You see her talking to Erica Piancastelli in right field about
Yeah!
positioning.
Well, honestly, I'm surprised Piancastelli can hear her based on the fact that it looks like Erica's basically in those right field stands with where she's playing. So far away from her right now.
On that mic'd up segment, they were talking about Megan Wiggins, and they said she's either big-time pull or she's big-time opposite field, and they Zirkle and her joke that there was no in-between.
See you. Yeah, George.
So you've got Zirkle basically on the left field line, Piancastelli on an island in right field, and the big gap there in right center.
Yes.
That's the importance, too, of that communication that they're talking about in the outfield in between innings. Who's coming up? What do we know about him? Where should we play?
Megan Wiggins walked. She's seen 10 pitches and hasn't swung today. Two
Yeah, we got
walks.
two.
Corrick had retired 7 straight before the walk to Wiggins, or excuse me, before the walk to Lorenz, and now Wiggins. So the captain, Ortez, has a chance. Strike one on the outside corner. Nichols wearing the C for not child, although that's what she said it stands for, but captain this week. And that one gets into right field. Piancastelli bringing it home, and not in time. Lorenz comes across, and the first run belongs to Team Ortez.
A 2-out run for Team Ortez. It was started by Amanda Lorenz, and she's going to be the one that scores the first run of this game. Back-to-back walks. Georgina Corrick found herself in a bit of a pickle, but Anissa Ortez, who has just been so clutch, gets a pitch more up in the zone, gets her barrel up to it, shoots it just past Kelsey Harshman, and Piancastelli played this well, but it pulled Jordan Roberts, her throw, more toward the first base side and allowed Amanda Lorenz to score. Did really kind of funny face after she dove in head first to her teammate.
All of this with 2 outs after a couple lineouts to start the inning between Muffley and Jackson. We do have Bubba Nichols mic'd up right now in the outfield.
Yeah, and one thing that you'll notice about Georgina Corrick is that lefties see the ball off of her a lot better than right-handed hitters do. So when you're looking at what her batting average against versus left-handed hitters is, it's .324. Against right-handed hitters, it's .167. So it's essentially cut in half against her, but a couple of lefties in this inning, drawing walks, seeing the ball well, and then a righty, Ortez, gets the RBI.
1-2 to Garcia. This could be playable. Warren is under it, and that is out number 3. Team Nichols find themselves down a run with 30 inning win points on the line. See if they can respond in the bottom half.
Everybody wanna go and talk it. At the same time, gotta walk it. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again. Whenever we get it, there's no hesitation.
back in Rosemont. A lot of young athletes in attendance, as always, here at Parkway Bank Sports Complex, just outside Chicago, across the street from O'Hare International Airport. And a lot on the line here in the bottom of the third. You see Morgan Zirkle, her exit velocity heat map. Some great tools here from Yakkertech.
Now that inside corner showing the highest exit velocity on her inner half. 70.7 miles an hour, middle in. Pretty consistent though, all the way around the strike zone though for Zirkle.
Not much soft contact coming off that bat. The head coach now at Marshall, her alma mater. She will look to lead things off here. Top of the order, second time through against Taylor McQuillan, who stranded the bases loaded. How much different could this game be right now if McQuillan wouldn't have come through big with the strikeout looking, and then the line out of Rachel Becker. Zirkle walked and was caught stealing in the first inning. Watches strike one on the outside corner. Our entire coaching staff, except one, is here at Athletes Unlimited, and the third is Allison Rager, who is a facilitator at AUX. Long run for Wiggins, and comes in and makes the catch for out number one. Well, everyone loves to rep Athletes Unlimited. You can too. Be sure to check out the new AU softball merch for this season, including personalized player tees. Go to shop.auprosports.com to get yours today. It's my travel gear. When I come to Rosemont, I've always got my AU gear on.
You do always have your AU gear on.
You had the purple hat in week one.
I like that purple hat.
You're full on blue though this week. You know, I'm not sure how Bubba Nichols, Mia Davidson, and Odyssey Alexander are going to appreciate your outfit.
I don't have pinstripes blue though, like the blue team, so it doesn't count. That would look funny though if I came in with a pinstripe suit like what they have.
There has to be a blue team fan right there. That might have been a McQuillan shirt and spun too far outside. Facing Kelsey Harshman. A couple Olympians going head to head. Team Canada versus Team Mexico right here. 1-2. Not missing by much on these last couple pitches, but good eye by Harshman at the plate, who's been really good so far this season. 345 average, a 441 on base percentage. Waits on that, and she had a little bit of a funny face. Just the knob of the bat, or the end of the bat.
Yeah, it just barely got a piece of that. Good pitch by McQuillan. Mixing things up continually in this game. Trying to keep these hitters honest.
2-2, inside corner this time, popped up for Edwards, and she makes the catch, 2 away. McQuillan 1 out away from a perfect start here for Team Ortez. Up and in to Bubba Nichols. The captain Ortez at shortstop. The other captain Nichols at the plate. They are separated by 114 points on the leaderboard. That's fouled straight back. Ortez could cut that deficit to under 100 if they can secure these inning win points here.
Everything has just been so close this year. The scores of the game, the leaderboard shuffling around, everything continually getting mixed up.
1-1, Hit high into center field. Wiggins taking charge and makes the catch. McQuillan goes 1, 2, 3. She's retired 5 straight. And they know that's 30 inning win points for everyone on Team Ortez. One nothing, Team Ortez with the lead going to the 4th inning, and those 30 inning win points helping them move up the leaderboard as individuals. New pitcher coming in for Georgina Korick here in the 4th. It'll be Sydney Littlejohn Watkins in her 2nd season out of Alabama, national runner-up as a freshman there in 2014. A 7 ERA this season, but primarily used in relief. This will be her 8th appearance. Last year at AUX at 2.82 ERA. And we know what she brings to the table, that great curveball.
Yeah, get ready for some serious movement. Not going to overpower you with velocity by any means, but she'll throw her curveball on both sides of the plate, mix in a little rise ball as well, and can also spin that off-speed curveball, take a little bit off of things. Changing pitchers early in this game.
Edwards hits this well into right center. Nichols is over, and there's one out. Are you surprised at the move?
Yeah, surprised because Georgina Korick looked good. Maybe just trying to mix things up, get ahead of some pitching changes. It's one thing that we've noticed this entire season through the first 3 series is that captains and facilitators have tried to work ahead, be proactive with the pitching changes and not let innings or games get out of hand too quickly. It's definitely something that has stuck out to me so far.
There's Georgina Korick. Set at 0-4 this season, but she's been really good. Bubba Nichols and Ellie Cooper leading the team this week. Back to Littlejohn Watkins, knocks it down, and there's 2 outs quickly. She's just basically picking up where Korick left off. Korick did have the 2 walks with 2 outs and the RBI single. Really the only issues for her. Sydney Littlejohn Watkins not having issues to the first 2 batters here.
Yeah, it just makes you wonder if Korick would have gone 3 up, 3 down in the top of the 3rd inning, would she still be out there? And also, you know, there's not a lot of room for error in these games, which is how close the games have been. 9 of the 18 games, so 50% of the games this year have been decided by 2 runs or less. A lot of close games.
Not that we didn't see any close games in the shortened AUX season, but the lower scoring games, which is what we've seen during this championship season. Vidalis into left field deep, and that is gone! Tori Vidalis, her 2nd home run of the season. And they add to their lead, 2-0 Team Ortez.
Tori is so good at keeping her hands tight. And on a curveball pitcher like Sydney Littlejohn, who likes to throw that pitch inside, you can see how short her swing is. That is an off-speed pitch, about 55 miles an hour. And Tori is able to identify it out of the hand, gets on time with it. That one went 265 feet with 77 miles an hour off the bat.
40 points on that swing for TV Tori.
Hey, nice hit.
Next pitch inside to Josie Muffley, ball one.
This two-out scoring, too, for Team Ortez is doing the job. All their runs have been scored with 2 outs. All 2 of their runs.
But like we just talked about in this season, sometimes a couple's enough. As good as the pitching has been. 1-1 from Littlejohn Watkins. Savannah's got Tori.
Thanks, Chucky. Tori, you're donning the Bruja hat. I got the pronunciation right this time. Tell me where that comes from in your team name.
So back on Team Mexico, we have a few Mexico girls on this team. We called each other witches. So we all became the blue Brujas, which is witch in Spanish. So we have a lot of Mexico players, so now we get to wear the hat. We get a home run.
Amanda commented in your home run on your ability to get your hands, and we talked about how quick your hands are. How does that play in when you're facing a pitcher like Sydney Littlejohn Watkins, who went on you inside with a curve?
Yeah, she's got such a good curveball, so you just have to have the knowledge. Oh, nice hit. Yes, Josie. Go, Josie. Yes. I love that girl. What hustle from Josie the rookie. I love it. What was the question? I'm sorry. Oh, my hands. I have to know that she's either going to go in or out. So you just pick one and commit to it and swing hard and hope it goes out. And it did. So
thank you, Tori. Appreciate it. Back to you guys.
Tori, the analyst, right there.
Yeah, I just wish that some of these players would just have more fun in the dugout. You know, I just wish they would loosen up a little bit.
Tori's just always so serious.
And what is with these solo home runs, huh? 23 of the 32 home runs hit this season have been solo home runs.
Slow roller back to Littlejohn Watkins. That's all that comes from this inning. The solo home run, the 13th career home run for Tori Vidalis. That's the second most active.
We've seen her do this a lot. Tori Vidalis with 2 outs hits a solo home run to give Team Ortez another run. They're up 2-0.
Third, the throw home, got her!
Enough for Hens to be there.
That's right. We are fans too.
Like Mike, if I could be like Mike.
You want to be like the greats? First, believe you are. Greatness requires drip, not like that, like this. The greats aren't afraid to fail. They're fueled by it. Trophies require greatness, but greatness doesn't require trophies. Because greatness isn't about what you've done, it's about what you do next.
How you doing? Good? What position do you play? Everywhere. What's your favorite? Nice. It's always on brand. I strike out first AB, and then good things happen. So you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Crying internally. It's fine. Good job! Good job! Thank you. I love it! you. Good job. Thanks.
I guess it's the strikeout that just makes her feel more comfortable at the plate, huh?
Her points breakdown here. Just winning a lot of games right now. 440 inning win points, 790 total win points. That makes up over 70% of her total points. Lisa Ortez sitting in third. Not a ton of strikeouts. She's hitting the ball really well this season, but I guess whatever works. Taylor McQuillan back out there for the fourth inning, trying to secure 10 more inning win points for her team, facing 4, 5, and 6. Erica Piancastelli leads things off. Infield single for her first time up. This is hit high in the air, foul territory, long run here for Muffley, and there's one away. We've got the starting pitcher for Team Nichols in a chair chat, Georgina Korek. Thanks for joining us again, Georgina. I have to ask you, one thing we've talked about up here a lot with pitchers and players in general is like elevating your game, even though, you know, tremendous players in college, everybody here, but we've seen some players just really elevate their game. What do you feel like the difference is from you as an elite college pitcher to you as an elite pro pitcher now?
I think it's so much more mentally draining throwing here. I think in college, a lot of college pitchers would go through your stat sheet and you'd have 2 or 3 girls highlighted that were, you know, your batters that you had to beat. Here, every single one of those girls is a highlighted name. So I think as each week goes, you start to see kind of higher scoring games earlier in the weeks and then lower scoring games as AU Champ Series goes on. I think it's one of those things that if you as a pitcher, you've got to keep learning because it's only going to get harder as they're adjusting. You have to keep adjusting too. So it's this constant cycle of iron sharpening iron, and everyone just keeps getting better.
So how do you stay positive then if it is just like such a grind? What do you find yourself doing to just stay in it and stay loose?
I want to say delusion. No, I think every single one of us has such a strong support system in the dugout. You'll see all of us. Oh, yes, Jessie! Oh, dang, I thought she hit that so much harder. Oh, I love her. But kind of like that. Every single one of us is rooting for each other. We know that we're being so supportive. So it makes it easier that when you go out here and compete against these girls, whether win or lose, you know, win or fail, you're going to come into the dugout and have a really strong support system that they're all winning, losing, failing with you. So it's one of those things that everyone is very, very supportive of each other.
Georgia, I feel like you've thought about a lot of different parts of the game, and one thing that we just mentioned after Tori's home run is that 72% of the home runs that have been hit this season have been solo home runs. Why is that?
There's just a lot of pop of the bat. So it's one of those things that, especially off of these elite pitchers, what we often talk about are those back-to-backs, eliminating back-to-backs, and great pitchers will do that. But unfortunately, what that means is when someone's swinging a hot bat, there is no back-to-back, it's a solo shot. And oh my gosh, yes, Aubrey. Oh my gosh, I love her. You're not gonna see a lot of great pitchers allowing things to build and accumulate like that. Even myself personally, I give up those 2 walks. Those are 2 losses back-to-back in my eyes. And then as a result, I give up the single, which gives up a run. So it's one of those things that you always want to eliminate those back-to-backs, and that's how you can be very successful. But of course, solo shots like Tori Vidales, that happens here when you've got so much power behind some of these swings.
Georgia, you love everybody on your team?
I'm a lover. I'm a lover, not a fighter. That's one thing about pitchers is we love to love. You'll always see us. We are very lonely on the mound. So I am constantly, you'll see me, I'm just pointing at people all the time because I want them to join my circle. I want them to feel included in what I'm doing because no person's a mountain. No one fights this battle alone all the time. And so I'm always constantly trying to beat that.
Georgina, we could talk shop with you all day long. Thank you so much.
Of course, thank you guys for having me.
2 away here, 0-2 count to Lily Piper. Georgina Korek, she has such a great perspective and a great mind for not just the game, but just everything, really.
Yeah,
I mean, you can talk to her about anything, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm learning something here.
She's so analytical. I feel like you could ask her literally any detail about the game and she would have an answer for it and already a thought-out response about why it's happening. She's just always 2 steps ahead.
Probably a lot of why she is such an elite level pitcher. 0-2 from McQuillan, rolls away from Edwards. Leach up to second after that bunt single, showing off the speed. Aubrey Leach struggling a little bit at the plate here in this championship season. Entered the series hitting just 200, but she was unbelievable in the shortened AUX season. Finished second to Rachel Garcia. Has hit 340 in all 3 of her Athletes Unlimited seasons that she's played in. 15 or more hits in all of those. Hoping Lily Piper can bring her around. Staying alive again.
Yeah, it'd be big for Team Nichols to score right here, tie up this inning, if not try to win it. And also just have a little bit of 2-out scoring on their own. That's how you win games, especially these close games, those clutch hitting. But you got to be able to use all 3 of your outs, like the way that Team Ortez has with both of their runs coming with 2 outs.
We showed you the 2 cutouts of Lily Piper's face out in the outfield. One of those fans holding that is her head coach at Ohio, where she's an assistant coach, Jenna Hall. There on the right. Jenna's a former pro herself.
A prolific home run hitter.
Probably why she gets along with Lily Piper so well. Lily, the only Buckeye to ever hit over 400 every year of her career. Started that career as a 2-sport athlete at Akron. 1-2. Slow roller left side. Romero on the run. And there's 10 more inning win points for everybody on Team Ortez. They lead it 2-0. And Ortez, a no-doubter into the trees.
Growing into the professional I am now, I think I had motivation from the Olympics to see how good I can get, and that's what ultimately took me to the next level, is that preparation and that training for the Olympics and knowing, wow, okay, I can get there, I am good enough, I should be here, you know. And before, I didn't have that belief in me. I didn't know if I was capable of doing it. I have all the tools, I have all the resources, and to be able to use those and utilize those in the way I have, I feel like that's what's gotten me to where I'm at now. And it's just been really awesome to see where I've been able to take my game moving forward to now.
And Nisa Ortez, she's done a little bit of everything. A tremendous player and career at Utah. They went to the Supers in 2017 with Hannah Flippen. She currently sits at 3rd on the leaderboard, and if they keep going like this, she will be able to climb up maybe into 2nd place by the end of this one. Amanda Lorenz swinging first pitch, and there's 1 out. But she's played in Japan professionally in the NPF and Athletes Unlimited. Just an all-around superstar. Defensively with the bat, an Olympian.
Yeah, and always knocking at the door with a couple of top 15 finishes and finished 4th in AUX, kind of building off of what she did there into this season. And her goal is Defensive Player of the Year and also a top 4 finish.
right now. Megan Wiggins at the plate, Ortez on deck. Wiggins has walked her first 2 times at the plate. Through the 5-6 hole for a base hit, her first swing of the game. She has seen a ton of pitches. It's a 1-out single for Wiggins. Her 12th pitch. Get yourself into the game by joining the Unlimited Club. Vote on game MVPs. Enjoy exclusive events. Contribute 10% to the player bonus pool and more for just $20 a year. Sign up now at auprosports.com/membership. How about that? 12 pitches. She's walked twice and has a single. And Megan Wiggins has swung the bat once.
I can't believe it. You said that, and I was like, seriously? Really?
That's what 13 years as a pro will do. Teach you a little patience at the box. She's feeling loose over at first.
I know.
We've seen more and more personality from Megan Wiggins every year she comes back to play more. She's another one that's just a blast to talk to, always has something going on. 2-1 to Ortez. Swings through it.
Took a little bit off of that one and got Ortez out in front of it. You know that they're going to get a curveball like Tori Vidalis was talking about. It's just about picking his side of the plate and sitting on it.
2-2, down and away. Full count here for Ortez. Already had the RBI single. 3-2 inside, fouled off into the parking lot.
It's really just been about how clutch she's been. When you look at her average, just hitting over 300, which this year, 308 batting average is very good with how the pitchers have been pitching. But her hits have come at timely moments, whether it's at the end of the game or the 2-out RBI that she had in her last at bat. I think that went behind her.
Ortez will take first. That went just beyond Roberts. Wiggins was moving anyway, but oh.
Yeah, just fell out of Sydney's hand, and it did end up getting back behind Jordan Roberts. Not where that pitch was trying to get to, I don't think.
Rachel Garcia swinging first pitch. Warren tried to put the tag down. Just missed Wiggins possibly. Don't see much argument from her, but there's 2 outs.
It's just always the way that Jessie Warren knows what to do. She is so mad that she didn't get that double play. And I think Megan Wiggins, I thought she almost just ran right into the tag, just missed her by a little bit. Good athleticism by Megan Wiggins to work around that tag, but not move out of the baseline to be called out. I thought that was going to be a double play.
Ellie Cooper came out for a quick word here with Sydney Littlejohn-Watkins. And I believe we're going to have a change. We will. It'll be the rookie out of Florida State, Kat Sandercock. So that'll do it for Littlejohn-Watkins. Leaves 2 on the base pads here with 2 away in the top of the 5th. Kat Sandercock and Jordan Roberts. Those are the interesting conversations, I think, when you come in the middle of the game. Just a little refresher there. What are you thinking? What are you throwing?
Yeah, these catchers having to learn a lot of different pitchers. They're catching different pitchers maybe every weekend. And this is why you have Kat Sandercock on your team. I think is for a moment like this, late in the game, close game, 2 outs, 2 runners in scoring position. You want somebody that has confidence in being put into these positions. This is why you draft Kat Sandercock, is for these moments right here. .88 ERA in her rookie season, and she has just been so good. Being able to use both her rise ball and her drop ball and also her off-speed pitches. The interesting part about Kat Sandercock is that she throws about 1/3 of her pitches are rise balls, 1/3 are fastballs, and 1/3 are drop balls. Very similar to how she threw at Florida State, where she was an All-American and had a lot of success there.
Leads the league with 3 saves, trying to chase a single season record in that category. Obviously not a chance right here with 2 on and down 2 runs, but a chance to come in and shut the door. We've seen her in short relief appearances. We've seen her with some longer ones. This would be on the longer end if they were to leave her out there. Faces the veteran catcher, Taylor Edwards, with 2 away and 2 in scoring position. First pitch inside.
And you look to where they brought Sydney Littlejohn in. It was the first at bat of Taylor Edwards, and now second time through it would have been seeing Sydney Littlejohn. They bring in Kat Sandercock in an ideal moment for her to step in. Pressure's on, but she's used to these moments.
Time does dial it into the inside corner.
There are 6 total saves this AU season. Half of them belong to Kat Sandercock. 3 saves, which leads the league.
1-1 ground ball. And she just did it again as Piper does stay on the base. Kat Sandercock comes in, needs 3 pitches, and strands a pair of runners. She just makes it look that easy in that relief role. Her team needs some runs. Two 2-0 Team Ortez over Team Nichols. Plenty of points still on the line. 80 total. Team Nichols looking for their first points here in the 5th inning as they get set to come to the plate against Taylor McQuillan, who has been tremendous so far. And I think the biggest point in this game that could have changed everything was back in the 2nd inning. Got in a really tough spot, 2nd and 3rd with nobody out and bases loaded with 1 out, and got out of that for her captain, Anissa Ortez. Let's go into the game with Anissa Ortez.
So you're gonna go 1 more inning, and 1, 2, 3, boom, we're done. But if we get into trouble, and I want you to go to Harshman, and then once we get to the 3-hitter, Bubba, then we'll switch to Rach. Okay?
Where are we at right now?
We're 8-9-1 right now, so
that's what I want.
Yeah.
8-9-1.
Yep. Shut it down. All right, here we go.
Yeah, I love getting the scoop on how the captain is going to run their pitching staff. So we'll see if Taylor McQuillan able to go 3 up, 3 down in this inning and get out of it, or if we get to Bubba Nichols and see a little pitching change.
Do you like that as a pitcher? Would you like to know that? Like, okay, this is it. I just need these 3 outs and then day is done, or would you rather just keep going with the unknown?
I'd really like to know it.
Would you?
Yeah, so that way I'm just making, not that you don't always want your pitches to be your best, but especially when you know it's your last inning, you want to go out on top and make it your best inning. Finish stronger than you started.
You heard them talking about it. 8-9-1 here. Jordan Roberts struck out looking her first time up, followed by Becker and Zirkle. You see McQuillan's line so far. Just 3 hits allowed, the 1 walk and 2 strikeouts, and got out of that bases loaded jam in the 2nd. 0-1 on the outside corner, 0-2. Another clean inning here, and Taylor McQuillan a great chance at some big-time MVP votes. Oh, 0-2 pitch coming to Roberts, outside, ball 1. Anissa Ortez has closed the gap on Bubba Nichols, has almost cut the lead in half from the 3rd and 2nd spot. Anissa just 56 now behind Bubba Nichols. Inside ball 2.
You really start to think it's going to come down to that last weekend, and interested to see how Odyssey Alexander plays tonight. Of course, she entered the weekend in first place in the leaderboard, putting herself in a good position to stay there through the rest of the games that we have.
Odyssey at the top of the leaderboard is 188 points clear of Bubba Nichols, but after that, everything is really close. So if you can run down, if Odyssey struggles this week and you're on a different team than her, then we could see a lot of players within 200-300 of that top spot going into the final week. The way Odyssey's been playing, it's not a great bet that she would struggle this week. She has been tremendous, showing off her prowess as a captain. They went 3-0 last week. It's the Odyssey Alexander that everyone became a fan of during the Women's College World Series. It's the superstar that we've seen this season. Jordan Roberts not making things easy right now on Taylor McQuillan.
Great at bat by Jordan Roberts. Struck out looking in her last at bat. Had a really good at bat in that one too. Saw a lot of pitches. Struck out on a backdoor curveball.
Down and in. And she walks. 8 points for Jordan Roberts. Athletes Unlimited and Topps have unveiled the first ever set of player trading cards that features all 4 Athletes Unlimited sports combined in one set. It's a 200 card set featuring 185 athletes from the 2022 seasons. It's available at Target, Barnes & Noble, hobby shops, and through Topps.com and Fanatics.com. Isabel Harrison was your, I believe that was one of your signed cards you pulled from Athletes Unlimited Hoops.
Yeah, got home and was showing my husband, showing him all the cards. He thought it was so cool.
Cole Mendez, pinch runner at first. Actually watched one of the AU Fit checks on social media this week. I think it was Megan Faramo who actually referenced Isabel Harrison as like inspiration for some of her style. Bottom of the order here, Rachel Becker, who hit a hot shot to Ortez to line out to end that second inning. She was almost the hero to bring some of those runs in. This is going into the bullpen towards Shannon Sale down there for Team Nichols.
And that Jordan Roberts at bat to start this inning was just so good. Some Becker fans there.
Spent her final collegiate season at Oklahoma State after she picked up just a little chemical engineering bachelor's degree from Purdue. That's not too bad.
It's intense.
2-1 from McQuillan. Strike 2. I took golf for a credit hour my final year of college. She did chemical engineering, just a little bit different.
Sometimes golf can feel like chemical engineering, though, I think, for some people, so.
I appreciate that, I think. It's softly into a tough spot in right field. Muffley has great range, whether she's at second or shortstop. 1 out.
Yeah, I think they've really liked having Josie Muffley play this season and played her second base or shortstop with the ground that she's covered. Love to watch her play defense. Just does everything she can not to let those hits fall. Stud defensively.
She might have the play of the week in week 3 with that diving stop up the middle and glove flip to second base.
That was so good. And so you keep Taylor McQuillan in here to face both the lefties, Morgan Zirkle and then also Kelsey Harshman. Even got to face Rachel Becker and get the out. So that's another reason that they probably kept Taylor McQuillan in this inning, is the amount of left-handed hitters that she would likely face at the beginning of it.
Oh, 1 to Zirkle.
And Morgan Zirkle is hitting .524 off of right-handed pitchers. Just 1 for 6 against left-handed pitchers.
Tied for first in the league in hits with Amanda Lorenz. 1-1 does get the outside corner. Morgan Zirkle 4th. The shortened AUX season in 2022 was 6th in 2021's championship season and 5th in 2020. Consistent success, and there's a handful of those who have really done that. Haley McClenny is one, which is why it's a shock that she is not in the top 10 or the top 15 right now. And it's not just about being a great player. You have to be on the right teams, too. I mean, to an extent, there's a little bit of luck. I think Megan Wiggins talked to us about it earlier this summer and said you just have to find a way to be the best teammate you can be and help your team however you can. Big strikeout there for Taylor McQuillan. Just her 3rd, but comes at a big time.
Yeah, McQuillan knew she was getting a little bit off of the plate, and this at back goes right back to a curveball right at the niche, just off the plate, framed up by Taylor Edwards. Talk about a big strikeout. That right there is a big strikeout. 3 looking Ks for Taylor McQuillan in her outing.
Anissa Ortez told her she would go to Kelsey Harshman and then be done. Harshman, left field, gone! A 2-run shot from Kelsey Harshman, her 2nd of the season, and we're tied at 2. I don't know about that gritty.
More to outscoring in this game. Kelsey Harshman gets a pitch that is more over the plate. That pitch was supposed to be located the same spot that she struck out Morgan Zirkle. It bleeds back over the plate. Harshman notices that it is a mistake, and she takes an aggressive hack, a tough lefty on lefty matchup, and Harshman ties up this game with a 2-run home run, and everybody is grittying on this team, trying to get in sync.
I don't know what we just witnessed, to be honest with you. We're gonna have to check with Bubba Nichols on the gritty performance, see if they're gonna work on that. Rachel Garcia enters 2-2 on the season, a 3.15 ERA, tons of strikeouts, 40 of them to lead the league in 33 innings pitched, and a 178 batting average against her. The one thing, or couple things, just a little wild at times, 23 walks and 9 hit by pitches for Rachel Garcia, but you know she is still elite in the circle.
Yeah, definitely. I think that her and Taylor McQuillan complement each other really well, too. Rachel Garcia will be a hard thrower, of course, coming from UCLA, where she was a National Player of the Year. And these were her strikeouts from last weekend. You'll see her go up in the zone with her rise ball, down the zone with the off-speed drop ball, too, that she worked in more last week, and as the season has gone on, has worked in more. That off-speed pitch, though, is helping everything else with her curveball and her backdoor curveball. Good mix of pitches from Rachel Garcia. I'll tell you, though, her best pitches, rise ball, curveball. Those are the pitches that she will go to the most. Everything else complements those two.
Sid Garcia and McQuillan complement each other well. We saw Garcia and Brooke Yanez a lot in the shortened AUX season. How about you? You said you would draft pitcher early in the draft. If you were going to pick somebody who you felt complemented your pitching style most, is there somebody in this field of pitchers you would take?
Ooh, good question. I really liked my drop ball a lot, so having somebody like a Rachel Garcia with a good curve and upspin with a rise ball, I think would be a good complement to that for sure.
Up and into Nichols. Let's go down to Savannah with Kelsey Harshman.
Thanks, Chucky. KJ, what's tougher, hitting the 2-run home run or leading the gritty train for this team?
Leading the gritty train was really tough. It was the first time I've ever grittied. So learning today in the dugout, I hit it and I was like, oh no, oh my gosh, yes, though. It was fun, it was good.
This team has been fighting to take off. What was it in that moment you were looking for, trying to pull through for your team?
Yeah, just, we're out there swinging at good pitches. Taylor's great, she was throwing a great game, so it was just like, just keep swinging, we're gonna get pitches, eventually they'll fall in. Luckily that one fell in over the fence for us, so.
Thanks, Kelsey, appreciate it. Back to you guys.
Savannah, just keep an eye out, see if there's any gritty practice down there. I'm not sure. I think a couple of those needed some work. I mean, I can't do it, but I'm just saying, we're being honest.
We had one home run hit at the Little League Softball World Series by the Texas pitcher Zenaria Hughes, and the outburst of emotion that she had was unbelievable. But she had a great gritty coming into home plate. I mean, it was just iconic.
This is hit really high into left field. Lorenz backing up to the warning track and makes the catch. Bubba Nichols touching the clouds right there with that one. The captain, though, happy with Kelsey Harshman as they get their first inning win points.
They do, and remember, this inning started with a epic Jordan Roberts at bat that drew a walk to get on base, and then Kelsey Harshman with a line drive home run over the left center field wall ties up this game.
Two, first inning win points for Team Nichols, and we are headed to the 6th, all tied up here to lead off week number 4. Kat Sandercock back in the circle. Savannah caught up with her about what it takes to be a great reliever.
Being in that moment where you can win or lose the game in one pitch is always really fun.
Do you thrive on that?
I think I do, yeah.
What has it taken for you to establish that within yourself to be able to take on that role so well?
I think one thing that's important is that I have a good down pitch, so keeping the ball in the park is huge at the end of the game. The first couple times going in relief or closing role, it's just different. You don't really get a chance to feel out the umpire, feel out the strike zone, feel out the batters. You come into the game in the 6th or 7th, you don't really have a lot of room for error because your team doesn't have a lot of more opportunities to score. At Florida State, Coach O would always call it GOAT or hero. If you're the pitcher and you strike them out, you're the hero. If you give up the home run, you're the GOAT. Just the chance to be in that, and be one or the other is why you play sport, to put your best up against the best in the toughest situations. So I think it's so fun.
Kat Sandercock has done a great job. Look at her rise from 37th at the end of week 1 to 25th, and now all the way up to 10th. She was one of the bigger movers last week, going up 15 spots to that 10th spot. She talked about just the mental part of it right there. She seems to have such a great pitch-by-pitch mentality. It's always one pitch at a time, and there is one pitch and one out to get Sydney Romero.
Well, and she just doesn't give in a lot. She consistently lives on the edges, and because about 44% of her pitches are thrown on the edges, she gets a lot of soft contact, like that easy pop fly out right there.
rookie out of Florida State. She was a superstar for Lonnie Alameda at Florida State. It isn't always that easy, though, when you come to the pro level. And Georgina Korick talked about that. She said, look, you're highlighting every name because you know every batter is a tough out. And Kat Sandercock has a sub-1 ERA as a rookie.
Yeah, it's just translating over from what she learned at Florida State and continues to learn here. And her stuff has been the same. When you break it down with the Yakkertech information that we get, which Florida State also uses Yakkertech and has for years at this point, she's really familiar with those numbers. But then we also use it here at AU. And when you look at those numbers side by side, what she's throwing is very similar in how she's throwing to what she did at Florida State. Same spots, same living on the edge, same pitch distribution. A third rise, a third drop, a third fastball. But the one difference, Chucky, is her whiff rate. In college, her whiff rate at Florida State, so that's the amount of swings and misses that you're getting, is 22%. At AU, it's only been 3% whiff rate.
Line shot into the glove of Becker at short. Great swing from Vidalis, but Rachel Becker, the rookie, helping the rookie.
Man, that had to hurt her hand. You see her take her glove on and she's shaking her hand. This was hit at 84 miles an hour off the bat to Rachel Becker. It looked like it hit the heel of her glove. She is still shaking off her hand. But again, more contact off of Kat Sandercock. These defenders need to be ready.
Her former teammate swinging first pitch. Muffley puts it in the gap. She's headed for second. And she gets the better of her longtime teammate at Florida State, Kat Sandercock.
These two know each other really well. They've spent a lot of time together just in the same uniform, not a different uniform like this. That was an inside pitch. You could tell Josie Muffley was selling out for an inside pitch, like a fastball about belt high, 69 miles an hour. The pitch comes in. Josie Muffley gets her hands to it for a 2-out double.
She's 2 for 3 with a pair of doubles now. Jackson swings through that first pitch. Those matchups, a lot of fun for us. I'm not sure if it's as much fun, maybe a little more stressful for Florida State fans. You want them both to succeed, but they both had great rookie seasons. Talked about Kat Sandercock. Josie Muffley's having, I think, a really good rookie season as well, hitting .227 entering the week, but she's had some great at-bats, a great approach at the plate, and we know what she can do with the glove. Hoping Jasmine Jackson can bring her around here. Jackson out of San Jose, California, former Cal Bear. Fouls that one off. 2-2.
But that swing, that whiff rate for Sandercock, that is a drastic difference from 22% down to 3%. And that in itself can take a toll on your mental game. If you're used to seeing a pitch come out of your hand and miss barrels and get swings and misses, that is something that gives you confidence. But you can just tell the consistent mindset that Sandercock has. No matter what the situation that she's put into in the game, late in the game, tie game, has the lead, coming from behind, she has such a consistent mindset. And as you mentioned before, a one-pitch mindset, this next pitch being her all in her best pitch.
Looking for that best pitch right here, 2-2 to Jackson. Do you think that's partially just, you said there haven't been a lot of changes as far as her approach, where she's going with the ball. Is that just how elite her stuff is, her command? And this is the difference. The pros aren't going to miss, but you're still locating the ball well.
Yeah, I think that has everything to do with it, is the location.
3-2 off her glove, and this is awkward now. Muffley holds up at third, but Jackson's on.
That would have been a tough play anyway, and I think that Sandercock knew in order to get Jackson out, she just needed to try to make that play on her own. If this play gets past Sandercock in the circle, I don't think that Kelsey Harshman is going to be able to make an out at first base, but it bounces off of her glove, moves away from Harshman, and now they have runners on the corners with 2 outs.
Another tough spot here for Kat Sandercock, who seems to always be very calm. We saw her parents last week in Greenville at the Little League Softball World Series. Her dad was much more on edge. Kat's very calm in the circle. All things are good no matter what situation. It was her and Georgina Korick, that great duel into extra innings, that she ended up winning. Twice holding the opponent scoreless with that runner on second base to start the 8th and 9th innings. Top of the order, Amanda Lorenz. Florida versus Florida State. Strike one to Lorenz.
Surprised Amanda Lorenz didn't swing at that last pitch. That was middle. You're used to seeing Amanda Lorenz be aggressive in her at-bats. It's a good pitch to hit.
0-1. Too far outside. Muffley at third, aboard on the double with 2 outs. And then Jasmine Jackson, the infield single off Sandercock's glove. A lot of speed there for Lorenz to work with. 1-1, fouled straight back.
Another pitch that talked about how Sandercock likes to live on the edge or pitch on the edges, but that pitch right there was over the heart of the plate. Lorenz recognizes it, takes a big swing at it.
One, two. Hit hard to right field. Will it stay fair? It is caught right at the wall by Bianca Stelli. Lorenz, not quite all of it. And again, Kat Sandercock out of a jam.
A lot of times as girls and as women, we're taught to be humble. But there's a point when that confidence, you need to turn it up.
You wake up, you open your eyes, it is game day.
I did not want to be late.
Racing to the field and getting those butterflies. The sounds, the smells.
We thought we were so tough, putting on eye black.
Acting like you're a stud, even though you're 10 years old.
That one swing that just feels so good.
You're figuring out who you are, and you're doing it together.
Everybody wanna go and talk it. At the same time, gotta walk it. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again. Whenever we get it, there's no hesitation.
Athletes Unlimited Softball on ESPN is sponsored by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact. Some of the best moments captured by Jade Hewitt from week number 3. There's that catch, that stop by Muffley, and the glove flip to Kelsey Harshman, the play of the week, I think, one of the plays of the year.
How was that not on SportsCenter top 10? That was a miss.
Kat Sandercock, again in relief, just doing what she does. A 246 opponent average with runners on base, though, down to 162. Don't forget, one more game coming up. Mia Davidson will lead her team. She drafted 2 of the captains from last week, Megan Faremo and Sierra Romero, who got knocked out of the captain's chairs. Mia Davidson grabbed them on draft day. They will take on the leader, Odyssey Alexander, and her team. She led her team to a 3-0 record last week, has 5 players back from that team. Still a lot to be decided here. Bottom of the 6th against Rachel Garcia. Erica Piancastelli leads off.
Got to be careful if you're Rachel Garcia, who has given up 6 home runs this season. Such a close game. Of course, it's another close game. All these games have been so tight. Lots of 1-run games, 2-run games.
Both games last week in Greenville, 4-3 they finished. One was a walk-off in the 9th, and the other was a back-and-forth game. A number of solo home runs. We're right back at it here to start week 4.
There were 14 home runs hit in Series 3. 11 of them were solo home runs.
Into right center field, long run for Jackson, who makes the catch in right center. Great range from her out there to track that one down. You can experience the action of AU softball too in person right here in Rosemont. Join us for tomorrow's Dog Days of Summer games at 11 and 1:30 Central. Guess what? You can bring your pup to the ballpark too.
Oh my
it is our
gosh.
favorite day of the year.
Wait, that's tomorrow?
I know. I just found that out when I read that. That's incredible. I can't wait.
I'm so excited. I'm getting here early.
You get a pet bandana if you're one of the first 250 fans to enter. Get your tickets at auprosports.com/tickets. This is not good for us because we are going to be so distracted all day long.
And both the games are on ESPN2, so your pup will get a little bit of TV time too.
Oh.
All right, that just gave me some life about tomorrow. I did see that the pet bandanas was the promotion, and so I was hoping, keeping my fingers crossed, that it was going to be bring your pup to the park day.
Producer Casey Carter is going to have to keep our head on the swivel for us. 0-2 count now with 1 away. Softly hit right side. That was a spinner. Muffley kind of laughing about that. That was a tough play, though, off the bat of Jesse Warren.
Yeah, hit off the end of the bat and just spun like crazy right there. You could tell Josie Muffley was headed one way, the ball bounced and headed the other way, but Josie Muffley was away with that out.
Aubrey Leach now. Bunt single her last trip to the plate. She also came to the plate in that crucial 2nd inning with 2 on, nobody out, but grounded out. Looking to keep this going here with 2 away. We could not ask for a better day right now. Just about low to mid 70s, light breeze. It doesn't get much better than this. Off the handle from Leach, strike 1.
Yeah, I was in Texas yesterday and the temperatures were 111 degrees. I get here, it is 40 degrees difference today. I feel like I'm in a different time of the year, not just a different part of the country.
Different part of the world right now.
Yeah.
2-1. Each just a little piece of that one. There's Corick. Got the shades on.
2-2-2. 2 outs, 2-2 count.
Outside full count. Great at bat here from Aubrey Leach. She'll enter her 3rd season with Tennessee as a GA for Karen Weekly. And she will welcome her twin sisters, Alana and Gabby, to the program. They'll be freshmen on that team as she swings through it. Great pitch from Garcia. And she goes quickly, 1-2-3 through this Team Nichols order. To the 7th we go, 70 points on the line.
Team Nichols, I would say, has a lot of dominant hitters with effective pitching. Ultimately, I'm trying to find those players that are selfless, like they're willing to try any position or play any position, willing to be anywhere in the lineup, but then also pitchers that are willing to like come in any moment when it's needed and give it their all. Because everyone's so talented, especially at AU. Like you never know when like, you need a magic moment to come through. So I think just like those people that are really selfless, willing to try anything and do anything for the team.
We've got Bubba Nichols mic'd up again out in center field. Bubba, what are the conversations like right now between you and Ellie Cooper and this team as we're tied going to the 7th?
Well, right now we're really trying to stay loose there before KJ's at bat, and we're still trying to stay pretty locked in. We don't want to get too comfortable here. Obviously our pitching staff has changed around a little bit, but we're trying to just kind of keep this lineup that we're facing on their toes because they came out pretty aggressive, and they're getting little on base. They're getting on base in little ways, so we're trying to mix it up.
And I'm sure that you brought in Kat Sandercock for games just like this. What have you seen out of the first 3 weeks of her rookie season?
Oh my gosh, she's amazing. I love playing behind her. She's going to bring her best stuff. She doesn't try to do too much, and I love her communication with the catcher, whoever's catching her. Her and Joe work really well together, especially throughout practice this week. They really worked well together, and you could just tell that she's really prepared for coming in situations like this.
2-1 coming from Sandercock.
Yes! Rachel! Yes! Yes! Let's go!
Just
wow.
God, I'm chilled.
I know, us do. Yeah, the anticipation that Rachel Becker had on this, reading it off the bat right away, got such a good read, dove at the exact right time, full extension, and Bubba, your reaction was so good. I'm surprised you didn't do a little gritty right there, and Megan Wiggins was, completely bummed that was not a hit, but.
I love having Rachel at short. Yes, Ellie! Yes! We really had a lot of talk about what our defense would look like, and Rachel Becker, obviously, she's like amazing at shortstop. So we really are relying heavy on our defense right now and trying to help our pitchers in any way we can.
Bubba, with plays like this, we're just going to listen in and listen to your celebrations, I guess, the rest of the way. Thank you so much for letting us listen in again.
Thank you so much. Yes, Kat!
2 up, 2 down for Kat Sandercock. Trying to finish off what could be another tremendous relief appearance for her. Garcia sits on it.
Yes, Jesse!
Long throw for Warren. It gets away from Piper, and it's into the dugout, so Garcia will take second. Go-ahead run. Now it's second base for Taylor Edwards.
And the way that Jessie Warren played that ground ball, it's almost like she took an outfielder's drop step right there to get the better hop. And so look how far of a throw that was with where she ended up fielding that ball, having to throw it all the way across the diamond, a longer throw than normal. Maybe even tried to one-hop it to Lily Piper, but it ended up turning to a short hop, a tougher one to catch.
Hit into center field. Nichols came in first, but goes back and makes the grab. She is fired up right now. Out number 3, Garcia reaches on the air, but Team Nichols a chance to win it with 70 points on the line when we come back.
For Hens to be there.
That's right. We are fans too.
be like the greats? First, believe you are. Greatness requires drip, not like that, like this. The greats aren't afraid to fail. They're fueled by it. Trophies require greatness, but greatness doesn't require trophies. Because greatness isn't about what you've done, it's about what you do next.
Bottom of the 7th, Team Nichols, a chance to win it. What a start here between Team Ortez and Team Nichols, two first-time captains leading their squad, and we go to the bottom of the 7th, tied at 2 apiece. These are those games as the season winds down, just 2 weeks to go, where you can get a lot of movement on the leaderboard. There's 70 points on the line right now for these two teams, the 20 rollover and then the 50 for the game win. Rachel Garcia back in the circle.
Leading off the bottom of the 7 for Team Nichols, first baseman, 47.
Lily Piper will lead things off 7, 8, 9 here against Garcia. Really power on power from these first two with Piper and Roberts. You said it earlier, Jordan Roberts led off the 5th, and it was really her great at bat to start off that inning that ended in a walk that got them going. First pitch from Garcia. Piper lets that one go upstairs.
Yeah, we've had 4 walk-offs in the season so far, and I just feel like all of them, I mean, the walk-off is always dramatic, but so many of them were just like extra dramatic. Remember the Sierra Romero bunt laid down with the squeeze, Victoria Hayward, Bubba Nichols, who's a captain on this team, was involved in one earlier in August. And then, I mean, Aaliyah Andrews in extra innings at the Little League Softball World Series off of scoring Odyssey Alexander. That was another big one.
It was a tough finish in that game for Georgina Cora because she had pitched so well. He had the runner on base to start extra innings. Piper off the handle, caught by Romero. There's one away.
The catcher, number 41, Jordan Roberts.
The trend with you in the booth has been extra innings lately.
I was just looking at you a certain way that I'm like, I'm sorry, it's me. I'm the problem, it's me.
We're all here for the drama, no problem at all. Let's see what happens here. Jordan Roberts doesn't want extras. Rachel Becker on deck here for Team Nichols.
I mean, she's the type of hitter that could end this right here. Jordan Roberts is, and especially with the way that she's looked confident in both of her at-bats. Struck out looking in her first at-bat, but it was such a good AB off of Taylor McQuillan. Ended up drawing that walk that led to Team Nichols tying up the game back in the bottom of the 5th inning to lead off the inning.
Three and 0 here. The players, they know how big this inning is. Not just because the game hangs in the balance, but you add in those 20 rollover points. 4th 3-ball count now for Rachel Garcia. Quick talk from Taylor Edwards. Three-0. Inside corner, strike one. It's off the handle, fouled back. Garcia fighting back in this count to make it a full count. Rachel Garcia was first on the leaderboard after week 1. She is the reigning AUX softball champion from earlier this summer. Right now, it's Odyssey Alexander, Bubba Nichols, Anissa Ortez, and Mia Davidson. Exactly how we entered this series. But depending on which way this game goes, that could change. Ortez not far off of Bubba Nichols. Odyssey a pretty decent lead up there in first. Her and Mia Davidson are due up next to lead their teams as this is put into the stands.
Jordan Roberts just continuing to fight in this game. In 3 plate appearances, she has seen 22 pitches. 8th pitch of the AB coming up. And Rachel Garcia, a good job of just getting back into this count. Jordan Roberts was ahead 3-0, and Garcia fighting back to get back into this at bat.
Her and Taylor Edwards trying to find the recipe right now for out number 2. The left-handed Rachel Becker on deck, then Zirkle in the top of the order. 3-2. Outside ball 4. Again, tremendous from Jordan Roberts.
Great at bat. Fouled off some pitches, then took that pitch for a walk. The last time she walked, Team Nichols scored. The only inning in this game that they've scored was when she was up at the plate.
Rachel Becker with 1 out and Zirkle on deck. Swinging away first pitch, and a foul ball.
Yeah, I would go ahead and bunt in this situation. And I saw Rachel Becker talking to her captain, Bubba Nichols, when she was on deck, likely talking about, hey, if Jordan Roberts reaches here, do you want me to bunt? Do you want me to swing away? Like, what kind of game plan are we thinking of? Clearly giving her the go-ahead to swing away. But I've found it just seems like there's a lot of success with these teams with execution, with the sacrifice bunt that I think sometimes could be forgotten about, but top of the lineup on deck, I think I would try to sacrifice her over.
Outside, 2-1.
And I say that now Rachel Becker is gonna drive the ball in a gap or down the line or something and score Jordan Roberts from first, but
Zirkle waiting, she's 0 for 2 with a walk. Becker takes a big cut here, 2-2 now. She did hit a line shot right at Ortez back in the 2nd inning. Becker led Oklahoma State in a number of categories: average, doubles, runs scored, walks, total hits, 81 of them. That's 6th best in the country this past season for Oklahoma State, who made another trip to the Women's College World Series. Two. Outside corner, strike 3.
I mean, Rachel Garcia gets this call. She can definitely thank the home plate umpire for this one. That is over the chalk, probably about 2 balls off the plate. Rachel Becker chooses to take it. Remember, this is a little bit bigger of a strike zone than what these rookies are used to from the college game, but Garcia makes a pitch to get the looking K.
Now Zirkle with 2 outs. Roberts still standing at first base.
That was such a big out.
Oh, 1. Back to that outside corner. Ball 1. Do we have extra innings in store to kick off week number 4? The only other extra inning game this season, we talked to you about it back in Greenville last Wednesday. Aaliyah Andrews with the walk-off.
It's the only one, huh?
The only other one.
Oh, man.
You had 2 extra inning games the day before that in the Little League Softball World Series.
Just had to bring that up, huh? Well, if we go to extras, just go ahead and cue the Taylor Swift song. Hi, it's me. I'm the problem, it's me.
Okay, all right. I was wondering where you were going with that. Zirkle walks first and second. Winning run now on second base for Kelsey Harshman, who has already delivered once. Back in the 5th, a 2-run shot.
This is why we are in this position right here, even talking about extra innings, because Kelsey Harshman came up with 2 outs, 1 on, tied up this game, and did the gritty train with this Team Nichols team. And now here she is, another opportunity to come up with a big swing.
Big smile, thinking if I do something here, I got a gritty again. Don't forget, for every run scored during this year's Athletes Unlimited softball season, Aspiration committed to planting 10 trees. Rachel Garcia, first pitch to Harshman. Outside, ball 1. 2 away, 2 on, bottom of the 7th. 70 win points on the line. Catches the outside corner, 1-1.
I would throw that pitch 2 more times to Harshman in that exact same spot. If you're going to get that called for a strike, there's no need to bring anything more on the plate.
Big cut through that one, 1-2.
You could tell too that was supposed to be inside. Taylor Edwards setting up on the inside corner that bled more out and up, getting that swing and miss.
Now Harshman behind, 1-2. Does lay off that one. Two-two. Full count. Kelsey Harshman, a chance to deliver for the 2nd time. She is the reason this is tied. 3-2 pitch with 2 away. Winning run at second. Fouls it down the right field line. Still loose in the box. 3-2. Ball 4. Bases loaded. And look who it is. The captain, Bubba Nichols.
Remember, a lot of familiarity between Bubba Nichols and Rachel Garcia, 2 players who played at UCLA.
First pitch to Bubba, swinging, and she does it again! The 2nd walk-off winner for Bubba Nichols. It's the captain coming through to end it.
It's an orange winner. It's a 20-point rollover winner, and it's a softball game winner.
The celebration underway. That's 70 points right there for everybody on Team Nichols.
Yeah, more MVP points that will be coming to Bubba Nichols because of this swing and the way that she led her team today. The captain coming up with 2 outs, more 2-out scoring in this game. It was an unbelievable game, but Team Nichols had the comeback win to seal the deal.
Those MVP points, you talked about it. I'll tell you what, Jordan Roberts might deserve a couple votes. Just 2 walks, but scored 2 runs and tremendous at bats. It's Bubba Nichols coming through for her team to knock off Team Ortez 3-2 to kick off week 4. We've got another game coming up for you. Team Alexander, Team Davidson on ESPNU. We will see you there soon.